Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor out here in this beautiful 33 foot North River Seahawk with the offset cabin. Awesome boat. I tell you, it's like sitting in your truck. And granted, it's a beautiful day here over by the jetty. It's a little bit rougher, but over here it's like glass out here. But this thing's like riding in your truck down the highway. It is so, you feel like you got a boat underneath you. This is just super nice, very stable. It really didn't even need to use the trim tabs. I did a no-no though, I'll tell you that. Out of 24,000 boats, I think I've only done 2 of these. But that 25, it runs fine. I ran really good once I got it fired up. But what happened, I made this makeshift little backrest here, you see, where you can sit here. But what I did is my elbow hit after I got done running it. Then I came back and was running this one, but I must have hit this button right here, so be careful of that if you do that. Because when I did it, I think I tore out the dog gear. So they'll just have to put a new lower unit on it and you're good to go. But just want to tell you, it happens. Always be careful of that, because the key was off and it was in neutral. So, but what happened, I 10-1 just hit the, see, right there, I hit it when I was sitting back here steering this, and I didn't look because I thought it was up, which it was at one time. And then I took off and ran it. It didn't take very long, and I heard a rattle, and I said, oh shoot. But anyway, 300s, oh, good in the 40s, easy. One motor, 30 miles an hour, easy. So it does plane it on one. DC controls, you got your start switches right here. And then down here you got your aerator, your worst down pump, macerator, I already showed you that. Shut that baby off. The courtesy lights I showed you. So back here, get water in there. I got the valve shut off right here. So you got to open that valve right there. There you go. So that needs to be tightened up just a little bit. Got a little drip right there, so you can shut it off there. And you also got a seacock valve that's in here to shut water off if you did have a leak. The seacock valve for this one is back underneath this. See how it's draining out? Is underneath there. So then you just go ahead and you shut that one off. Shut that one off. And say I'm back here with my handy dandy backrest. I can just lean up against it, see? Huh, kind of nice. Then I'd have a rope. I could cruise like this or hang on to this, hang on to the rope. Anyway, so to fire it up, make sure the key switch is on up front. You got to turn the ignition key on. See how I have nothing? First thing, you want to make sure they're in neutral. That's forward, that's neutral. See, it ain't starting. So then you want to open this up. Get in here. See how the key switch is off, turn that baby on. Come back here. God, I like this boat. It just feels like there is a boat underneath me. It's so quiet and so smooth and fast. See now, see how it fired up? Then you can put it on single lever. But you see how you push that and that blinks? See how you have to hit the station button. But if that blinked, that means you probably have either the one up front or the one back here into gear. So now you can put single lever right here, and I can hit the trim assist once you get a CL5 or 7 gauge up there. So then you just hit there and you're going in reverse. From right here, you want to spin it, just go to the right, just bring the starboard motor back, but you got to make sure this single lever is shut off. Bring it back, bring this one ahead. You just give the reverse on the starboard motor until it stops the boat, and then that one's in forward. If you needed to go faster or move ahead, just go ahead and push, give it some gas. See how much faster it's spinning now? So when you're coming back to the dock, you just got to remember to get this thing off. If you had it on single lever, when you're going to dock it, you want to make sure you turn that thing off, because if you want to do your controls, I can steer with this as well. But if that's on single lever, you can't do that because it's just going to run off of one. So you want to make sure that one's off. But if I'm just running one lever, I can just go like here and just hit this. Now, If I put this in reverse, you can hit this VTS button right here for back trolling, so you can almost have like a spot lock. See, and then I could speed it up. There you go. See how I'm going backwards now? Or I can slow it down the other way. Then I can stop it. So if you keep going down, I'm going to see if they will do it without the gauge. There, just kicked him into neutral. There, kicked him into gear again. See, so then that's your in and out. So now I'll say right now, if I'm going too fast, of course, I need to be going ahead. But now I can speed it up to go off of the, to keep it from shifting in and out and going into cruise control. There, you just heard the motors speed up. Then when you push the throttle lever ahead, it gets it out of gear. Now you put it into gear forward. And they need to bleed the steering. I tell you what, this boat should sell quick. I mean, that rear entry, I like the side entry door, the rear entry door. Very stable, ton of room. Plus you got that nice big layout. Again, there's so many options. If you didn't want to use the table, take it out. You put your ice chest there. Like I said, you still have it synced that way. Wash your hands up. You got a nice head there. So now, see, I can make this. I can sit right here, rest my back up against it, and go cruising. Pretty nice. So then you bring that back. And what's nice about this VTS, again, say I want to go, say for tuna, 7 miles an hour, I can get it close. Maybe it was 8 miles an hour I was going. Hit this button. Now I can slow it down or speed it up at any speed. 40 miles an hour I can do that. It'll bring it up about 1,200 R's up and down. See, there you go. So I can maintain, and it will hold that speed. And then once you give it some gas, it's going to beep and shift and get you out of that mode. Kick that back, bring that, that's reverse, bring that there, leave it into neutral, go up front. Then you want to make sure you always put it on the station. It's solid blue, you're good to go. Single lever, pop, there you go. Okay, so I showed you everything else. Now the heater, this is what's kind of important on the heater, and those are good fans, by the way. Just hit that button and see how that's highlighted. Hit this arrow down until it gets to the start button or the power button. Push and hold that long press until, then release it, and it says starting, and it will start up. Now once you start that, don't just shut it back off again. Let it totally warm up. Like pretty soon you're going to have some orange flames over here. That means it's fired up and going. But if you interrupt that, you can throw it into a fault code. So wait until she completely fires up and is working before you shut that down. Same thing with this back one. Right here, this knob here, you don't have to worry about right to fire it up. Just push this button right here until you see the lights just blink. There, take it off. Now they're on. Now this is on. That's what you want to see. That's solid. That means it's igniting. If that was blinking, then it's probably gonna take a couple times to fire it up. Now all of a sudden this is going to turn red over here. So when that does, this is solid, this is red, that means this is going to be working. Then you're going to, same thing, don't, once you fire it up like right now, don't shut it off. Let it fire up until you see the red constant flames, and this is yellow. And then when you shut it down, you push on that button until you see that blink and leave it alone. Then that will be solid. This will go off because that's your igniter. And wait until that light flame goes completely out before you shut the power off. So that's the heater. I got both of those fired up. And then we're going to go back here. I did the refrigerator when I left. Yeah, it's already cold. Make sure you shut this off like that, where it clicks. Because if you leave that and the battery's on, it'll drain real quick. And I think I already went through the sink. So then we're going to spin it over here. I mean, they got a ton of room in here. And then you just flick the switch over here, pumps water in, go the other way, pumps it into the tank. And then you got a macerator switch up front, lid, self-closing lid. And your valves are down there to pump overboard. Very nice. Okay, when you're firing these heaters up too, remember, if it's real super windy and you got your exhaust out the side, like it should be over here, if it doesn't fire, turn the boat in the other direction. Once you get them fired up, they're going to be good to go. It's just that initial fire up. If you had a lot of wind, it'd be blowing up against that exhaust, and sometimes it won't let it ignite. So now here we go here. So right now, we're just going to hit this. We're running on this control, and you'll see what I'm saying, how quiet this boat is. I'm going to shut the windows because it was pretty hot here earlier. Turn that, spin that a little bit. Now if I'm back here messing around, I can steer it here too. That's what's nice about rear deck. And I'm looking at that kicker again. So then we light it up, pull this down, close the door. And I like that too because I can look right out the side into the water. They're very smooth. And boy, is this thing quick. It just pops up. Now we're gonna go to part 3.